My experiences being in the mainland has given me the opportunity, to go ahead and see the larger picture. Doing business manager training on the West Coast with new business managers, where I provided the training for them. And I know that you folks, you guys ask questions on Facebook, what makes me qualified to be a business manager and so forth. And I listen to it and I try and answer it as humbly as possible. But I gave the business managers their training to become business managers. So I really believe that I'm competent in bringing together a competent team of individuals that are going to represent you in your best interests. Okay? And it's going to listen and communicate with you folks. Also on the staff will be Russell Takimoto. Russell Takimoto is a 16-year employee of Hawaiian Electric company. He works out of the engineering side of the house right now at Hawaiian Electric. He's been on negotiating committees. He's been a shop steward. He's been a unit officer, and he comes with a lot of experience about grievances, arbitration cases, handling the day-to-day operation of what you folks need. So he will have assignments as well, and his assignments may be the neighbor islands, maybe some HECO, some other things, but it's going to be, you guys are going to see a wide array of individuals who are going to come and help you folks in your quest to get to that pro level where you guys belong. The utility industry is changing. It's the bottom line. The utility industry is changing. The TV industry has changed already. And what we need to do is we need to change our game. We need to do the things that are going to get us to that level as well. And I think we can. I think empowerment is important, but also applied knowledge. Not just knowledge of something, but it's how you apply your knowledge to who you're trying to go ahead and help. And I'm a member, a 30-year member of the IBEW. I'm a 30-year member of IBEW Local 1260. Paid my dues. I got my dues receipt right in my pocket. He's outside construction. He knows you keep your dues receipt with you. But the thing is that for me, I love Local 1260. Always have, always will. I just believe that it's not being represented properly from your leadership at this point, and you guys deserve more. With that, I'll turn it over to you. You have anything you want to say?
No, just from the TV side of it, that's the part of it that I know the most. It's similar but different from what you guys see day to day. But I think the overall problem is the same for them that I hear from just speaking briefly with you guys. It's just there's a disconnect between. They're disconnected from their office and they're right there in the same place. I was surprised to find out a lot of them didn't even know who their rep was. If the rep came into the room, they would not know. Their thing is we hear from them when the contract negotiation comes up. It's not even much of an input process from the employees. It's just, here's what you're going to have, sign it on the dotted line, and we'll move on. So, from my perspective, what I'll bring to the table is I'll always be mindful of that. I've been in the TV station for 20 years now, and it's always been that case, that they've always had a disconnect. A lot of people are leaving the union at the station, but they realize that there's strength in numbers and they want to bring it back. But they just don't have the confidence in the union right now that they can bring it back. They know Brian for a lot of years. They know Brian for over 20 years. Some of them, they're happy that he's coming back. There's a lot of them that as soon as they brought up his name, they were on board because they know what he brings to the table. So I'm excited about that. My guy that likes to talk. I'm not doing much of it today, but I'm a guy that likes to get out there and chitter-chatter. And so you guys can hit me up anytime. You'll always hear from me. I'll always listen. And that's what a communications guy does.
We're going to take questions. Okay, now we have people who are texting into Jim over here with questions as well. So, but you folks showed up, so obviously from the crowd, I'm going to go ahead and take questions. So go ahead and start with one.
Hi Brian,
yes,
Julie, and I want to know what your relationship is with the IO currently.
My relationship is actually really good. I just spoke with the International Vice President of Maui a couple of weeks ago, and just chit-chatted about a couple of things. There were some things that I found irregular at the Unit 8 membership meeting that I thought I would need to know about. And we discussed it in detail. And he's actually looking into it and running an investigation on a bylaws change, on a policy change, and potential that policy change will potentially affect the bylaws. So they're going to make a ruling on that. But my relationship with the 9th District Office is well. Now my relationship with Washington D.C. is very well. It's okay. The only one person that I reported to in Washington was the president of the IBEW. And obviously, you know, I retired, invested my pension with the IBEW, with the International, and I wanted to come home. And I went to him and I explained to President Hill, you know, that I wanted to come back to Hawaii. And it was a huge sacrifice for me.
So from what I'm gathering, your answer is that, you know, it's a good relationship with the IO, and,
yes.
And as far as we know, because I see you spent some time working with the 9th District Office.
Yes.
And also as the director of organizing from 2006 to 2010. You left on good terms.
Yes, I did. Next question. Okay.
How do you plan to solve contractual problems between negotiation periods?
Yes, and you asked that question on Facebook, right? And one of the things is it's like anything else. I mean, it's like a marriage, or it's like going to a dance, right? It takes, well, I don't know. Nowadays, the younger guys, you know, they dance by themselves, right? But back in my day, you know, I'm only 50, but back in my day, it took 2 people to dance. So the key is that there are sections in the contract. There's a section in the contract that allows us to reopen negotiations. But we have to be careful also that if we ask to go ahead and reopen negotiations, that what door are we opening also for ourselves? Because negotiations is a two-way street. Now, obviously, I was looking at, you know, you're looking from the outside in, you know, these last negotiations. It seemed like it was a one-way street where the company was telling and the union was playing defense. Okay, the key is to play offense. So, in the next 3 years, I'll make that attempt to try and reopen negotiations. Okay, because I know that you guys got screwed, bottom line. Okay, you guys know that, you know, and I think the guys sitting here, I mean, I don't have to preach to you folks because you guys know. But at the end of the day, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and see how we can make some adjustments to the contract that's going to benefit you folks. No promises. It's just, all I'm trying to do is make sure that if we can make adjustments, for example, what David brought up with earlier in Facebook, with the working 20 hours around the clock and then the rest time and so forth, you know, there's ways of working that out, okay? And there's ways of opening the contract to go ahead and installing language that is going to protect you folks over a period of time, okay? But the thing is that if we go ahead and open up this part, they might want to open up something else. So we're going to have to listen to that just as long as they're listening to our thing. Okay? Not saying that we have to give in to theirs,